RJ said that he thought that the defensive intensity and that edge kind of waned a little bit down the stretch. Did you think that that was a problem, and how disappointing would it be if that were the case?
Well, I mean, I wasn't there when RJ supposedly said that, so I don't want to comment on something where I wasn't present, but I felt like today it wasn't one thing. I felt like it was a number of just little details, that just mistakes that we made throughout the entire game, whether it be on both ends of the floor, whether it was execution defensively out of bounds underneath, ball screen coverage, closeouts, take two guy, and then on the offensive end, turnover, shot selection, execution, being in the right spots. And so I just felt like it was a culmination of little things. And I always say little things lead to big things happening, and I felt like those little things, those little mistakes led to big things happening today in result of the loss.
Hubert, with the shot that they had at the end with the Blake step back, I guess, what was kind of the overall, I guess, goal of, limiting whatever kind of shot that they got? Like, what was the overall, like, I guess in the huddle, what were you kind of communicating to them when he had that last 7.1 seconds left?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same communication that I had in regards to similar situation against UCLA, against NC State, and against Notre Dame. Whatever it takes, we've got to get a stop, and we got to finish the possession with a rebound. I haven't looked at it, but I mean, we had a man-on-man. He took it the length of the floor, rose up, and took a step back and knocked it down. And you have to give credit to Blake's being able to make that shot in that situation, and it resulted in us losing.
What was the final play supposed to set up like?
To get a basket.
I mean, it was supposed to go to Jay Wash on a screen, off the
Well,
screen.
it wasn't much time. I think it was 0.7 or 0.9, and so trying to get something near the basket to be able to put it in. Again, I haven't looked at that last play, but I felt the ball curved and went off-centered and went straight out of bounds, or close to out of bounds. And so that's what I can remember from that last play.
Hubert, Reno obviously had 20 points, but he took over 20 shots to get those 20 points. How do you feel you guys did against him? Because he's obviously a matchup problem for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we competed against him. I thought there were some mistakes that we made against him in terms of like there was a three in the latter part of the second half. I got to watch it, and a closeout that wasn't there in the first half, and he's a fantastic player, and I thought he played a really good game. And you look at what's on the stat sheet, the 25 points and the 13, but just his size around the basket too. Also, whether it was blocking shots or altering shots, it affected us sometimes because of his length near the basket.
You guys were coming off what was kind of called the most complete 40 minutes that you've had maybe this season. Some of the players were saying that. So is this maybe just kind of a natural ebb and flow of the ups and downs where you have that good performance, then naturally human nature, maybe they let up a little bit?
I'm not sure if I adopt that comment or philosophy. I mean, basketball is no different than life. There are going to be rainy days and sunny days, and so we didn't make enough plays to win the game. Let's look back at it and see if we can learn and grow from it, and then move on to the next game against Wake Forest on Tuesday. I mean, I don't know what else you can do other than do that.
RJ and Van both said they felt that there were sense at times you guys were in position to maybe hit that next gear, go on that little A2 spurt and sort of build a little cushion, but weren't able to hit that gear. Did you sense that as well?
I did.
And why do you think they weren't able to hit that gear?
Well, I mean, again, I haven't looked at the tape, but again, it goes down to little details. I mean, and sometimes it's as simple as we didn't make a shot and they made a shot, you know, I know when things go right or things go wrong, we want a definitive answer why they went right and why they went wrong. Sometimes, you know, there were times where we had wide open shot by the right people and it just didn't go in, and they took a shot and it went in. And so sometimes those situations just happen, and again, just we made too many little mistakes throughout the entire game that put us in this situation. And take nothing away against Stanford, they're a terrific team and extremely well coached, but we just made too many little mistakes.
Hubert, what was your overall message in the locker room and sort of the points you were trying to get across to the guys?
That's the same thing that I said to him about, we just made too many little mistakes. One of the things after a game, irregardless of a win or a loss, I try to keep my comments to a minimum. Coach Smith and Coach Guthridge always did that, and I want to be able to let things sink in and process and be able to look at the tape so I can be more definitive and be able to back it up more clear after looking at the tape. But just telling them that, I know this, that we made too many little mistakes throughout the entire game, not just down the stretch, that led us just to being in this situation. And, this time we didn't come out on the other end.
Did they do anything different on Ian than other teams have been doing, or was this just one of those games that guys have sometimes?
Well, it would be great if all of our players could score 20 points every game and everything. It's, as I said before, basketball is life. There are times where you're rolling out there on the floor, and then there's times where it just doesn't work. And I thought Ian, took good shots. And again, I also said that, their length, I thought, bothered us from the standpoint of that length in the lane. I felt like we could have attacked the basket more. And with that length in there, it doesn't show up on a stat sheet in terms of like a block shot, but I felt like, especially in the first half, we could have gotten into the lane and we settled for outside jump shots as opposed to putting max pressure on the rim.
What a boost did you got from Ben Allen in this game, all around?
I thought he did some good things out there on the floor for us. Obviously Maxime is taller than him, but he can move his feet, and so I thought he helped us defensively in spots. But just looking at not one particular person or player, just looking at our team, and just really sad for our group that we couldn't finish it out, we couldn't get a win.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.